What's quite interesting is if I look at the West Yorkshire area as a total, there are actually 117,000 people there choosing not to drink alcohol anymore, and the number that's much harder to capture is the ones who are just simply reducing the amount of alcohol and also calories and sugars and carbs that they intake.
Why do you think it is that the number of people drinking has dropped?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So if you look, it's really a tale of two different generations. If you look at an older generation, sort of 50 plus, and into the baby boomers, they're actually still consuming more than the recommended government allowance, and so they've sort of not changed their patterns so much. What's really driving the change now is the Gen Z population, that those who have been alive since the iPhone was created. They are the ones who, well, 25% of them, in fact, are choosing not to choose drink alcohol, and the vast majority of them have a much more moderated approach, and it's because of a few reasons, really. The binge drinking culture in the 90s has been stamped out by good government messaging, good participation from the drinks industry, but even bigger than that, there are trends such as Insta anxiety. You know, people worried about a photo at the end of a fun night, should we say, where you're not caught in your best light. That makes it onto the internet, and it's sort of on there forever. So they're all very aware of their public profile, and they're also very aware that they don't want to undo all the good work they've done by falling into the new fitness and well-being trends. They want a clear head, they want to be ready to go, and they want to keep it compatible with their lifestyle, not let it dominate it.
Outside of the social media image, what are the benefits of not drinking, and can you get similar benefits from drinking less?
Yeah, well, look, I won't profess to have the full medical knowledge. I would definitely say it's worth checking the government guidelines for how many units to drink a week. But they are skillfully crafted to allow people to indulge in this as a light vice, but really without complete abstinence. Your best bet is just to seek out brands and drink choices which are a bit more transparent. So, Bodega Bay, our product, for example, is a hard seltzer, which is a blend of alcohol with sparkling water and fruit extracts. And so we are naturally very low calorie and very low sugar. And although there's no government mandate that we have to put that on our can, we put that on our can so that our consumers can find us easily and know that we are a third less carbs and calories than a beer or wine, and 80% less sugar than a cider. So yeah, drinking less, drink better when you do drink, and never let it affect your mental health in any way. And if it is seek help, because it's not it is a very powerful force if you abuse it, or get taken by it in any way.
Do you expect hard seltzers to really take off in the UK in the coming year or so because of these trends?
Yeah, in fact, in the States, this category, hard seltzer, which is basically American slang for alcoholic sparkling water, came out of virtually nowhere 3 years ago. It is now, they sell more liquid, they sell more hard seltzer than they do vodka in the entire United States. That is an astonishing fact. That is not a fad or a craze. That is a trend. That is a movement. And not everything translates over the pond, but one thing that we all agree with is that this decade's dominant consumer trend is wellness and well-being. And if a hard seltzer, and particularly Bodega Bay, meets that trend and that consumer need, then it's hard to understand how it wouldn't work, as long as we keep putting in all the good effort to make fabulous tasting liquids that do what they say on the tin.
And what advice would you give for people who think they drink too much and would like to cut down or cut out completely?
I think it would depend on the level. I think a GP has a very good gauge for how healthy your relationship is with alcohol. I also think family and friends you should be listening to, but I think we all intuitively know that a couple of drinks after work to decompress, or a couple of drinks in a social environment, is acceptable. I think if you're very able to swap in the odd non-alcoholic drink, maybe a non-alcoholic beer or a soft drink into the odd longer occasion that you're at, you're probably proving that you're in the right zone of moderate approach to alcohol.